Here, have a fork. Don't try to ignore the coming fork.
That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth.
What truth?
Well, for starters, you're holding a spoon. And secondly, forks don't do well.
The Oracle will see you now.
So if I don't acknowledge that intro and just move on, can we pretend like it was really deep? Because if I have to acknowledge it, then it's kind of like, oh, I'm not sure what I was doing. I'm not sure where my head was at. We'll go with option A. Moving on. My money in crypto. Where did it go? I think my bank account is asking the same questions. My faith in humanity is being restored, although I never really lost it, but that's a saying, so we'll go with it. CoinDance is showing that Bitcoin core nodes are on the up. More and more people are contributing to the Bitcoin network, running the core software and not the 2x BTC1 software. It's at the highest level we've seen in the past 2 years, no doubt caused by the uncertainty in the upcoming fork. I do want to start running my own nodes, my own Bitcoin nodes, and I always wanted a debit card. This is a 10x card for cryptocurrencies, so I'm pretty excited about that. So quickly moving on and having a look at the market a little bit sooner than I would usually today. Not for a lack of content, but I kind of put off doing the market segment till a little bit later because I don't want you to feel like you can't go back and watch some of my videos. But I don't want to be too generic. But basically today, if I have a look and I see red from up here all the way down to about here with Monero, we're still pretty much at the same price. It's just consolidating. With that said, I could completely film this episode, edit it, upload it, thumbnail, tags, sharing, and then it's going way down afterwards, and then I look a little bit silly. That's definitely never, ever, ever, ever has happened to me before. So looking at some of the biggest gainers today, we have my microphone's over here. I don't want to be put. I can't do this, can I? And I speak like this, like hello. Never mind, I'll get over it. VeChain is again the highest earner. We talked about that in yesterday's video. PIVX though, 25%. That you see that line? That kind of stuff has to be because of news. You can't pump and dump a market cap that high, not unless you're seriously loaded. So I was interested, what's the news? The news is this. I'll move out of the way, I'm sorry. It's an updated roadmap, what is expected. Is this meant to represent the average investor? I guess we kind of all feel like that maybe. I know I do at times. New mandatory wallet and new protocol being activated. I've mentioned PIVX before. Thought it was decent. I think there's a lot of competition for that specific thing, but it's quite nice. What's on sale? Salt is way down. Salt, let me briefly talk about Salt because I haven't done before. Salt is currently going for about $5. A lot of people mention how some people during the ICO got these coins for 25 cents, although it wasn't very many at all. A lot of people got it for $1, a lot of people got it for $3, and some people got it for $5. It's just a wild variation in terms of what people paid for it. And it is important because what people paid for it directly results in how willing they're going to sell it at. Like if it starts going down and it's still way up from when they bought it, they're more inclined to sell. So the opposite is true as well. But Salt is a lending platform, not BitConnect style, gives you cold, hard fiat. It's meant to leverage your existing crypto assets and give you a cash loan and give you competitive interest. It begs a question, why wouldn't you just sell your crypto? But I suppose there is a market for that. But what is the coin actually used for? I don't know. I had a look. I spent like half an hour trying to find out. The website talks about membership, but that seems really weak. You created a whole new currency for membership. So if you happen to know why this company needed a coin, then let us know. If you know why they needed a blockchain for this, then let us know. Other than, of course, they wanted to print money. It must have been something else, right? This is where something like this, CryptoCribs.com, It's an Airbnb. And rather than starting an ICO, like you need Airbnb coins to use our platform, they just accept Ether and Bitcoin. Like, that's really refreshing. Not a paid advertisement, by the way, but I thought that was worth sharing because it's refreshing. So another lending coin is Elixir, which is doing much better at the moment, but it's also much cheaper. And this is the thing. There's a lot of coins which are like cheaper versions of other ones, like Regal coins, a cheaper BitConnect, and that's kind of like their USP, their unique selling point. That's stupid. But if we see it in action, it worked for a bit. I don't know how sustainable it is to be the most important thing being that you're cheaper than another platform. Like, yeah, there might be one or two differences. I don't know. So are cheaper alternatives ever really going to work out? Well, the number one example, I think, is probably Litecoin. It was the cheaper version of Bitcoin, but the main important thing was they tried to innovate. They tried to change and do different things, test new stuff, and that worked for them. It worked really well. So the key to coins which already have something else that does the same thing and it's got a better support network. Yeah, okay, it's Norway. All right. So I think the key is innovation. I don't think it's enough to just be a cheaper alternative. And this is where my mind starts to wander off in different directions. Just how much in the market are we seeing people trying to look for the next thing? Roger Ver accounts for Bitcoin's falling in dominance, falling in, not price. How do I put this? The Bitcoin dominance here that you see at the top here, it used to be around 80%. That means most of the money involved in cryptocurrency, most of this market cap of 144 billion was in Bitcoin. And now about half of it is. And Roger accounts that to the fact that Bitcoin was slow. And that certainly didn't help. But there was definitely more to it than that. A lot of coins were kind of being touted as the next Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin was at thousands of dollars last year when altcoins started to boom. And some people got Bitcoins for pennies. Some people got it for a few dollars. Some people got it for tens of dollars, hundreds of dollars. And now it's in the thousands. No wonder people were looking for something else to get in early. No wonder that market took off. How sustainable is it to have a market of people looking for the next big thing? Well, it's continued to go. It's continuing to work. As long as everyone does it, I guess, yes, it does work. I think that's a lot of what we're seeing. It's not all of what we're seeing. Genuinely, some of these coins are good. They are. A lot of them aren't. A lot of them won't survive a hard, and I mean hard, crash. We haven't experienced anything very hard for a very long time. I'm talking harsher, go away. I'm talking harsher than this crash, which was for 2 years. Not saying that would happen, but like, yeah, something. So I wanted to mention an interesting coin, well, two, Obsidian. So I was looking at this recently and I remembered I actually got in on the ICO for this coin and I forgot. I've got the coin somewhere, but I was wondering why I didn't mention this because usually if I invest in ICO, I'll let you guys know. Then I realized it's because I hadn't really started making videos yet. Very briefly, it's a platform where developers can code using C#. It's about anonymous messaging, but it's other decentralized privacy-focused apps as well. But the main one that's being launched on the platform is the Obsidian Messenger, which is encrypted messages that no one else can get access to, and you can send the currency through it as well. I can definitely see there being a market for this, and that's why I invested in the ICO. And is it time to turn on the bat signal? Basic Attention Token has got a updated roadmap as well, and I think that's the reason that we're seeing this pretty steady growth for a little while now. Although it has been one of those coins. You know that meme where the guy's got a stick and he's like, come on, do something. Basic Attention Token could be that thing on the floor. But it's pretty big news. So the wallet has been finalized. It's actually getting implemented. The platform's actually going to start working. You can get paid in BAT for watching ads. At least they're making progress with it. I'm pretty sure it's going to start working. I think it's still early days, but either way, it's getting close. I'm not sure if the market's going to care, but that brings me on to an interesting point. To be honest with you guys, I think buying altcoins right now is a gamble, more so than the usual gamble. Just with the upcoming uncertainty with the fork, I just don't imagine altcoins to be in a good place. Although I'm not saying now, we still got over a month to go. So a lot could happen between now and then. And I read this quote today, which was like kind of summing up everything I've been thinking about. We devote our intelligence to anticipating what the average opinion expects the average opinion to be. That's it, all what we're doing right now in terms of speculating. So essentially, traders chase the next big thing that is conventionally accepted to be the next big thing, the next sure thing. And I don't believe the fundamental reality is that much of a factor. And the fundamental reality doesn't intrude all that much, which is pretty funny. And like, this is an example, I don't know if it fits perfectly, but Tyrion being partnered with Microsoft and the partnerships do nothing. So coins are based more on sentiment than they are on fundamentals. Not saying Tyrion is a great fundamentally found thing, but yeah. And fundamentally, is this a good or a bad thing? I don't think it really matters. As long as people continue to do it, then it is what it is. It's such a strange time to be alive where you can, like, I work pretty hard on these videos, but then like in the grand scheme of things, there are a ton of people out there that work their entire lives and have nothing. And it's just really crazy. You could say I got really lucky in having a full-time career out of like 3 months on YouTube. And I'm really lucky. I heard a quote that luck is a combination of preparation and opportunity. So essentially you make your own luck. Roman philosopher Seneca said that. I think crypto is one of the biggest opportunities we've ever had or likely will ever have in our lifetimes. So I think we should all work hard on preparing to seize the opportunity which we have. And I feel like if you're watching me, you're at least attempting to do that. So well done. If this is the greatest distribution of wealth in human history, I hope we can all get some wealth, financial freedom, fiat. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.